I believe that those of us who are suffering are in the millions. What organized labor did clearly was to tell them, you are frightened of the 500,000, be more frightened of us because we are more than those people you think. If you lose our votes, it will hit you harder than the people who benefit from Galamsey. And for me, that was a very important lesson. Good to see you, sir. That was a very important lesson because all of a sudden, in the minds of the political class and especially the NPP, who had always made this into a partisan issue, who had presented a veneer as if you speak against Galamsey, you're speaking against the NPP, which was sad. Galamsey is national. Galamsey does not care about age. It doesn't care about gender. It doesn't care about religion. It definitely doesn't care about party. If your water is polluted, it won't look at you and decide that if I'm NDC, my water is clear. If I'm MPP, my water is cloudy, or vice versa. The biggest thing is that we drove home clearly that there are more people worried about the Galamsey issue than you think. People who are prepared to speak up. People who are prepared to stand up to be counted. For me, that in itself was a victory. To get the government even to agree to repeal the LI was a victory. Now, is the battle done yet? No. So, in essence, I look at both sides and I can see both sides of the argument. And it depends on how vociferous you are to sit on this side or that side. Did they get some movement? Yes. They got the LI repealed. They got an effort, be it a show, they got some effort to be made or promised to make sure that our water bodies are not being mined. Right? They got a response. That response would never have come unless it was organized labor threatening a strike. So was that important? Yes. I also agree with those who say, no, it's not enough. Why? Because we can look in our recent past. How many years ago did this Galamsey issue arise? When did we hear the government, the president say he's put his presidency on the line?
Well, I've got some good news for you. The president will be talking to us tonight.
I hope so.
Yes.
I hope so. I'm not holding my breath.
I heard Carlos Von Brazi. I heard Carlos Von Brazi, who is the deputy chief of staff, tell the pastors or the Catholics who went on that march that the president will be talking to us this evening. And
I doff my hat to the Catholics. They've always been the Catholic Sentinel. I was trying to remember the name. They've always been in Unigolf times. They were always in the forefront of our social conscience. And we say thank you to the diocese of Accra and the bishops and all those who walked that day. Thank you to them. Listen, if people say, if UTAC says that they're not convinced, I stand with them.
Really?
Yes. The Catholic standard, not the Sentinel standard. Catholic standard. Thank
right.
you. Catholic standard. If it says that they are not convinced, I stand with them because we have history in our past where this thing bubbled over, and by the time we finished, excavators were missing, chamfans were missing, more licenses were produced. So those who say that I don't trust this,
right?
I have to.
You can't force them.
I have to stand with them,
right?
Because you see, will you eat the ball of kinky from Yamaransa tomorrow? Even if you eat it, will you eat it with a clear sense that this is nourishing my body and feeding my body and making me productive? I don't know.
Whilst you're talking, just by the by, in just a minute, would you have asked your staff or your workers to join the strike. I was just thinking, you know, because I've heard people say, you guys, you do all the big talk, but when it comes to action, sometimes there's a bit of, you know,
there's
inertia.
There's no bigger action than the CEO of your company being on demonstration.
That's it.
There's no bigger action. Go on social media.
Right.
The Dalex products stand up to be counted. We are the only Ghanaian products on social media who have put out tweets and Facebook posts about the damaging effect of Galamsey.
Right.
So I stand up to be counted.
Right.
And I say, if half of corporate Ghana did,
maybe perhaps would have made some more progress.
Yes, perhaps we'll need UTAG to say they're on a strike, because UTAG being on strike doesn't help us.